Alright, so let's get in a little bit more practice with creating a typographic composition. This time I'm going to do an area type composition, so it's mainly dealing with paragraphs, and I want to fit in this drop cap letter right here, and we'll just use all the same tools we've been using in past exercises to pull this one off. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start by creating the drop cap. So I'll come over to the type tool, and I'll actually start off with some point type. So I'll just click once, and I'll do a capital O. O is going to work the best in this case, but if you want to try it with a different character, you can do that. That's fine. I'll try a heavy type, and I think I will use Helvetica again. So I'll try Helvetica New, and let's try condensed, and I'll try bold, and I'll hit the escape key, and I will size that up. I'll zoom in a little bit. Alright, so that's about the size that I want, but now I need to do some other adjustments to it. So I need to actually outline this character. So with the O selected, I'll go to type and create outlines. You can see that turned it into an editable shape. I'll get my line tool, and I'll find that center anchor point and draw a line down the center. Now that I have a line splitting the center, I'll use my black arrow and I'll select the O shape and the line. I'll do Shift M to access my shape builder tool. And this time I'll subtract out anything on the center. I'll subtract out that line, and let's go ahead and choose some colors. I'm going to do a yellow shape on this side and a blue on this side, and then I'll hit the black arrow when I'm done. Alright, so now I have two shapes, and now I want to have this kind of offset shape in the center of both of these split segments. So it's okay that they're a group. I'll come up to Object, Path, and Offset Path, and let's try a negative 0.05 and preview that. Maybe a little bit more. Let's try 0.8 and see how that looks. Alright, that's about right. Negative 0.08, and I'll click OK. And now is a good opportunity to play with some other swatches. So I'll go ahead and ungroup this, so I have individual shapes I can work with. And I'll choose this inner shape I just created right here. So if you can't find your swatches panel, I'm just going to go to Window and Swatches. And I have some loaded already, but if you want to find these, they're right over here in the Swatch Library. So down here, I'm going to find Patterns, Basic Graphics, and what I'm using is dots, lines, and textures. So go ahead and find a texture to put inside this inner part that pleases you. So I like that one for that. And for this one, maybe I'll go with some lines. Cool. Now I put like a little drop shadow here on the back, and all I'm going to do is select the blue and yellow shape, and I will hold down on the Alt key and make a copy of those and drag that out. I'll choose my shape builder, so Shift M, and I will combine those shapes. And this time, instead of having a fill, so I'll hit the V key, instead of having a blue fill, I'm going to choose for this to just be a set of lines, and I'm going to arrange that to the back. Arrange, send to back. Now I'll move this back, and I will just put it a little off axis to give the illusion kind of a 3D shape. I'm going to make these a little bit different, so I'm going to change this one to something else. Okay, I like that. Okay, I'll go ahead and group that, Command G. And to finish this, I'm going to choose an orange swatch, and I'm just going to put a nice rectangular shape behind that letter. Alright, maybe I'll bring that in a little bit. Okay, now that I have that made, I'm going to make that a group, Command G, and let's create this area of type. I'll go ahead and close my swatches, and I'm going to set my type right now. I'll choose Helvetica Regular. I'm going to do 11 points, and everything else looks good. So I'll click the type tool, and I'll drag an area of text. I don't have to worry about columns, and that looks about right. Now I'm going to go to type, area type options, and let's create 2 columns and preview that. I'll click OK, and I'll go ahead and turn off the small caps. And one thing else I can see is I have a baseline shift, so I will bring down the baseline shift to 0. Okay, so now that I have my area type set, I'm going to take this drop cap shape and I'll make it a text wrap. So Object, Text Wrap, and Make. And now as I move this over, and I also need to make sure that I arrange it to the top of the stack. I'll do Arrange, bring to front, and I will move this over,